How long are we talking for? An hour?
Mm-hmm. Unmasking the Covered Me podcast. UTCM was birthed from me realizing that there is a greater me on the inside of me. The phrase "there's a greater you on the inside of you" means being above normal, understanding your worth, and being confident in knowing who you are. But the first person who has to realize that there's a greater you on the inside of you is you. In life, we all go through stages of the good, the bad, and the ugly, which leads us to our purpose and promise. UTCM is a platform where you get to share your story and your truth of unmasking moments that allows you to embrace all stages in your life. UTCM looks forward to many people being able to unmask, uncover, and unveil themselves on the podcast. Thank you for watching and joining us.
Hey,
Hello.
we live. We are live. I'm not even gonna tell y'all we was having a whole podcast moment backstage. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I got all I'm a little bit of everything right now. But welcome everybody. We're back, season 6, episode 1, with our very special guest, Altovise Addison, who is just how can I describe Altovise? She has been nothing but amazing to me. And before we kind of like dive into like all the stuff, right? I want to speak to what I thought about when I thought of you. And there's a quote, and it's by Maya Angelou. So I want to read it, right? And it says, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Yeah. And I just feel from day one that there's always been this connection with us of understanding, of love, of kindness, of support, just always having my back, kind of always being the one to push me forward too as well, even when I wanted to give up, especially I think I tried to leave admin for like 2 years in 2017, 2018. And she was like, let's just take a break. Let's not leave.
Right.
Okay, what can we take off the plate? Right? Like maybe you're doing so right. So even teaching and showing me, right, of not to always having to take everything on, right? And then learning that there's no I in team. Right? Like leaning on the people that are around you. So Altovise has been nothing but amazing to me. And I am just so happy for her willingness and her yes, because this yes was not an easy yes. Right? And we'll get into that too. We'll get into that, her yes not being an easy yes. Hi, everybody. I'm so grateful and thankful for everybody that is joining us. Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here, and I'm happy to be back for season 6, episode 1. So let's go. Let's do an icebreaker.
Well, before we do the icebreaker, I just want to say thank you for that introduction, and I love you. And I do feel, and I felt the connection from the beginning as well. So, yeah. So the way you feel about me is the same way I feel about you. So,
oh, that's my Al. I love her so much. I really, really do. Like, and we laugh, we cry, we joke, we yell, we hold each other accountable. Like it's just everything just mixed in a bowl together.
Right.
So I want to just kind of, get us going a little bit, right? And I thought icebreaker would be a really good thing. I was actually listening to a podcast, and it was Keep It Positive, Sweetie, and she had did an icebreaker with her guests, and I was like, maybe I should do that with Altovise, because I know this is kind of, this is new. This space is new for her. So let's start off with a icebreaker. So, and I actually got this icebreaker from my sis Danye. She had sent it in our sister group chat. It was like on a Monday morning. She always sends out Monday morning text messages to our sister group chat, and sometimes they're like just like right on point. But this one was kind of like just to like let your hair down type of thing. So the question was, if someone had to get to know you only by listening to a song, what would that song be and why?
Okay, so
Uh-oh.
no. It would be a jazz song.
Okay.
Yeah, because I my dad used to listen to jazz a lot. So because of that, I like jazz now, and I listen to it now, and it's just very relaxing and soothing for me. So I'm not gonna. There's too many to choose from, but yes,
Okay.
any jazz song, honestly, if they listen to that, then that will give them a picture of who I am. Yeah.
So jazz music just in general, like because you
In general.
I think of jazz music, I think of very like a lot of instruments,
Mhm,
kind of very relaxing and
mhm.
soothing and
Yeah,
calm. Like when I think
exactly.
of jazz music.
Mhm,
Got it.
absolutely. Yes.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. So it's kind of like allows you to like, bring yourself down. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that for you. I can
Mhm.
see. Yeah, because other than that, you will be, on
Yeah.
100.
On a million. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. All right. So let's just, let's dive right on in.
Ooh,
Right.
okay. Mhm.
Um, it was very interesting, right? I always ask all my guests about the questionnaire, right? And you kind of explained to me behind the stage, but now I want you to explain it to how you felt about the questionnaire to who's ever watching, right? So, what are your thoughts about the questionnaire?
I didn't like it. Um,
Let's
I
unpack
did.
that. Why didn't you like it,
I
Altovise?
did. I didn't like it because it took me out of my comfort zone. The one
Mm,
thing I don't like to do, and that speaks to your point about this being a hard yes. But the one thing I don't like to do is talk about myself. I don't I don't like to do that. So that questionnaire was just basically saying, "Hey, you have to talk about yourself." So yes, I had a slight tantrum. I had a couple, and one morning I had to wake up because I had to wake up early, and I knew I had to get it to you because the date was coming. And I said, well, you know what? I'll get it to her when I get it to her. I'm not worried about this. I don't know what I want to say on this thing. It's hard. I want to do this. And, finally it was just like, open it. So I opened it and God said, okay, ready? Boom. And he literally gave me all the answers and I was able to get through your questionnaire in 10 minutes.
mm,
And this is coming from someone, again, that really doesn't like to talk about themselves. So it was astonishing to me to be able, to just see this done in such a short amount of time. So that was God. That wasn't me.
right.
Because I would have just opened it, closed it, answered one, walked away, came back 6 hours later, and maybe did one more. So yeah, but short answer is I didn't like it.
Noted. You definitely have told me that more than once. Um, and I thought it was interesting, right? Because you did mention just right out the gate, the first question, right, which is describe yourself in 3 words, and you literally said this is a struggle, right? But I'll go by what many others have said about me, and I was like, okay, like why do you? And I know you kind of spoke to, you don't like talking about yourself, but like, why do you feel like there was such a struggle for you to, outside of your titles, right?
Right.
Like, why? What was the struggle of you like being able to say like who you are?
Hmm. Great question. And I think if I had to be super, super honest, right, is because it's probably because as we go through life, we hear what people say, and then there's a part of you that feels like you have to live up to that standard of what people say or who people say you are. And because of that, we kind of don't really pay attention to ourselves enough to say who we really are or who we see ourselves as. So I didn't want to struggle with that because I felt like that was going to take too long. And this is just revelation. I didn't realize that at first. This is revelation. So yeah, so that was my struggle. I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather just go by what I hear people say, because maybe if I say something else, maybe I sound arrogant. Maybe I sound, I don't know, right? Just
right.
I didn't want to call too much attention to myself. So I said, well, let me say what other people say. Because then that's consistent, right? It's like many people have said this about me. So it was easier that way.
Okay.
Not right.
So now, exactly. Right.
Not right. But
right.
That's what it is.
But I'm quite sure other people have felt like that before, right? But we're just, maybe fearful or even ashamed to even speak up to it, to say that that's really how we feel.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So now I kind of want to I want to test, right? I want to test you, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to say 3 words, right? Because it was a struggle.
What?
And I also think people should understand, right? Like unmasking is, again, like let's continue to, I always say is that ing at the end, which means that it is ongoing. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't mean that when we sit here, on this platform that we have it all together, because that is a no. Right. We don't, right? Like we're still learning, we're still growing, we're still unlearning a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So if you were able to describe Altovise Addison without even thinking about it, right? Like not thinking about, okay, what people are going to think or whatever the case may be, right? Like you're sitting with yourself by yourself. What is the one word that comes to your mind that would describe Altovise Addison?
I have a few, but I'm not going to say them all. I'm not going to say them all. I guess if I had to pick one, confident, and that was hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's good. Mm-hmm. That's good. Because I think you are confident and not because you just do it, right? Like it just comes natural. Like when, I've never seen you like in your work environment, but I've seen you in church environment, right? And that's almost like ministry work for us, right? That's what we do. Mm-hmm. And when I say, it just is literally like a light switch that just comes on and you just walk in it boldly. But when you have to actually say it, you're like, wait a minute, hold up. Nah, I'm good. Mm-hmm. But you already do it. Like you already walk in that confidence. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy that you said it.
Me too.
Yes. Yes, I'm happy that you
That's what we're here for, right? Unmasking.
Come on. I told Altovise, I told her when we was behind stage, I'm like, listen, I don't know. We may laugh, cry. Like, I'm here for it all. I really am. Unmasking. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. All right. I really want to get to the part of, because it was so good when it talked about your process of uncovering the hidden you, right? And what that looked like. And what really, like, so because I ask you to be very specific and I ask you to be transparent with this answer, right? Like, don't give me fluff, right? Like, kind of like really sit with this. And what really stuck out to me, right? Like, so you wrote some stuff, but what really, 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 really stuck out to me was when you said the second phase which was most recent with your eye surgery, right? And not being able to see clearly helped me start seeing clearly. And you even said, you was like, that sounds crazy, but right. So I kind of want you to speak to to speak to those feelings and kind of unpack that. Like, what did you mean by that?
Hmm. First off, let me say it was such a weird experience with the eye surgery and the recovery process because um, I had to have a gas bubble inserted in my eye. Uh, and the purpose was to close a hole that was causing my retina to separate. So, looking through the left eye, it was like looking through very murky water. And with this whole process, I was I couldn't do much. I had to keep my head down for almost 2 weeks. Um, I couldn't lift anything heavy. I couldn't fend for myself. I couldn't do anything. And I literally had to give up the control that I like to have. Um, so I was just forced to sit still. I was forced to sit still. And during that time, I guess God said, gotcha. Uh, and he was really able to speak to me because I had nothing else to do, right? It was uncomfortable to sit. It was uncomfortable to lay down. It was uncomfortable to watch TV. It was uncomfortable to do anything. So I just had to listen. So everything that he was probably trying to tell me before, and I was just moving a little too fast and couldn't grasp it, I could actually hear better, and then therefore I could see better. So the revelations that have been coming since, and I say that because it's ongoing. Had a few today, but the things that have been coming to me during this time of recovery have been amazing, and it ties, excuse me, it ties in with what I said I wanted to do for 2026 was I wanted something different. I was tired of being on the hamster wheel. I was tired of doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I said, you got to step outside. You got to be out, you got to come out your comfort zone in order for that to happen. So he was basically telling me or showing me how to do that, ways to do that. And then he was also showing me some things that I've done in the past that was hindering my growth. It's been wild. It's been wild.
Wait, can we pause right there?
Okay.
He said he showed you things from your past that was hindering you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about some of those things that were hindering you, because I'm quite sure someone could relate, right? To, it may not be the same thing, but there's probably someone that is watching or that will watch, right? And says, wow, I could relate to those hindrances, right? So unpack that for me. For us. Yeah, for us, because people watch it.
Right. Two little letters. N-O. No. My desire to control my situations kept pushing me to say no to opportunities that presented themselves. Because at the time, I saw it either as I'm being taken advantage of, or it was always some sort of cynical thought behind it on my end. And it really wasn't that deep or that serious. It really was, no, it's an opportunity. Like, stop saying no, or I don't want to do that. I was quick to always say what I didn't want to do, but couldn't really talk about what I wanted to do. So I kept blocking myself as opportunities came along that took me again out of my comfort zone. So it really is about those two little letters, which, it's a complete sentence, but you got to use it in the right way. You have to use it at the right time. And I wasn't using it at the right time. So when I was asked to do things that were outside of my comfort zone, mainly speaking in public, here we are today. I said no, because it was out of my comfort zone. And I think that maybe somebody said something to me, honestly, years ago, that made me feel some kind of way that I did not have, like, as if I didn't have a voice. So I said, you know what? Then I don't. So anytime someone asked me to use my voice, I said no. I said no. Not realizing that, to your point, maybe somebody out there needed to hear it for their growth, for their unmasking, for their development. So yeah.
Drop mic.
That's a mic drop.
Right. And I'm so sorry because I don't know, for some reason the comments are not coming up on the screen for Facebook, but there are quite a few people that are watching on Facebook and they're commenting. So thank you guys. I will go back and look at the comments. Altovise can go back to as well and look at the comments later on too as well. So I appreciate, so you are helping people.
Okay.
Yeah, well, because people are saying, wow, I can relate. Oh yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So just know you're in the right space.
Yeah.
Right. We are not alone. That's the big thing, you know, with unmasking, is you learn that you are not alone.
Right. And
you know,
when you keep, I'm sorry, when you don't speak or you choose not to speak, then you always live in this feeling of being alone, and you walk around and then you become angry, right? You become angry, you become frustrated because you feel like you're the only one going through this. No one else knows what you're experiencing, but you won't even talk about it to find out that somebody else is. So yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. Which kind of, this is a really, really good segue. This is not a question that was on the questionnaire.
Oh.
It wasn't. However, you can thank Kenya and Brianna Woodson.
Okay.
So the question actually was from Brianna. I think she was speaking to a friend or whatever the case may be, and then she ended up sharing it with Kenya. And then Kenya ended up sharing the question with me. And when Kenya shared the question with me, I'm like, OMG. Well, you shared that question with me. I need to take this to somebody else too. So I said, I'm going to take it to Altovise.
Thanks.
So yeah, you can thank Kenya and Brianna. Shout out to Kenya and Bri. I love them so much. And the question is, right? If you remove the pain that shaped you, what part of your personality would disappear with it?
Wow, that's good. That is really good. I don't know that I can answer that immediately. Take away pain, what part of my personality would
disappear with it? Now I can share mine to kind of get your thoughts going, right? So mine's is, the part that would probably fade away is my sadness and disappointment.
Ooh, okay.
Right? Because that's a side that I've learned to cover.
Okay.
Right. And I wrote something down because I wanted to be very intentional, right, when I spoke to it. So you can kind of like get an understanding, right? So, right, that's the side, I said that's the side that I have learned to cover, right? So it's the side that also carries the weight of my past hurts, but doesn't always feel safe enough to be seen. Even by the people that's closest to me. So that pain has taught me how to guard my heart. So removing it will also remove the part of me that learned to survive by protecting itself.
Okay.
So this is why, it's always the whole, wearing a mask, right? Like I wore a mask for so many years, but there's this particular area I'm learning even in therapy right now that I when things make me sad or they disappoint me, I automatically equate them to danger.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now it's just automatic. My guard is up and I gotta protect myself. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel safe enough to be able to allow myself to feel sadness or
Mm-hmm.
even feel like it's okay for me to even be disappointed.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. I got you. So then probably for me it would just be my need and my desire to be controlling. Yeah. Yep. That's it in a nutshell. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Because that's the word I kept hearing as you were talking. Like control.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's it. It would disappear. There'd be a level, it's like a woosah moment. There'd be a level of freedom, right?
Yeah.
Because you feel
Yes.
safe.
Right.
It's the same thing. You try to control your environment or your situation so that you feel safe. Because honestly, you don't. So you
Right.
say, how can I feel safe here? I have to control what's happening.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Boom.
All right. Episode over.
Right, we're done.
And it's crazy because like, I got that revelation even at work today. And I said, you know what, let me write it down because I don't want to forget it.
Mhm.
But it actually it made me a little teary eyed
Mm.
because it was like wow, like I felt like I allowed myself like some grace in that moment
That's good.
of saying like, because I'm more harder on myself even than anybody else is,
Mhm.
even God, right? Like I am so critical and so hard on myself. So, and I felt like in that moment, it was me being gentle
Mhm.
on me, right? I was listening to a pastor, and I can't remember his name right now, but it's from Rock City Church. And the lead pastor is Pastor Mike McClure, but it was his brother
Mhm.
that was preaching, and I think it was, I don't know if it was this week or last week, but he had mentioned that people should go on. He had said everybody should go on a 7-day no negative word fast,
Mm.
right? Because like being really honest, like a lot of us, we like beat ourselves down
A
like
lot.
I don't even know how many times a day.
Right. Right. I can't
Right.
do
So it
this
was
stuff. That's so
exactly.
stupid. What were you thinking? Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. So when he said that, I was like, ooh. Like, and it also like it's also another thing of, not necessarily boxing in what fasting is.
Right.
Right. Like, cause you hear it a lot. I know I used to like I was always just so confused of like, what do you mean fasting? And I'm like always just only just equating it to food, right? Like, but it's so much bigger than that.
So
Like it
much
doesn't necessarily have to be just fasting food, right? There it can be fasting things, people, places.
social media.
Excellent segue.
Mhm.
Again,
Again.
right? Because you mentioned that. You mentioned that in your questionnaire about during the consecration
Mhm.
in January,
Mhm.
right? Which is us kind of just allowing ourselves to not necessarily be connected to things that mean us no good,
Right.
right? That's just a simple meaning of it, right? But of course you
Mhm.
can go and Google and chat and do whatever you want to do to kind of like give you like the real breakdown of it.
Mhm.
But a part of what personally, what you did was disconnect from social media. What do you think that really did for you? And like what was even the purpose? Like why did you want to disconnect from social media?
A few reasons. One, I'm not a poster. I don't post much, but I'm a scroller. I'm a doom scroller. And I realized that if it was my way of escape, if I was having a not so great day at work or people were stressing me out, right? I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna take a little break. Right. And I would just go and open up my phone and see what's going on. The unfortunate thing is here we are, what, 45 minutes later, because you think you're doom scrolling for 10 minutes and you're not. It's so much longer. And then I get mad and I'm like, I could have done bop, 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 bop. But even better yet, why didn't you pause and just go have a conversation with the Lord? So it was one, I needed to be more productive. So I had to step away from the social media. Two, it was taking away time to talk to God. Because again, why not have a conversation with him? Pray without ceasing, right? So why not have a conversation with him during the day when you're not having the best day at work, when you're feeling stressed out? Why not step away and just say, Lord, what? Is this the way it's supposed to go today? Yeah, I mean, like a real conversation. Is this the way it's supposed to go today? Am I missing something? Do I just need to step away? Like, why am I so frustrated? Why am I so angry? But yeah, I needed to be able to create more time for other things. Because we always say, oh, it's not enough time in a day. Really step back and think about what your day looks like. Really look at it. What does your day look like? Oh, I don't have time to study. I don't have time to read my Bible. I don't have time to look at scriptures. I don't have time to talk to God. Why? What are you doing? We have enough time in a day. People really just need to take inventory of what their day looks like. And that was part of my lie. Because I felt like I didn't have time. So I had to take inventory. And it was just so much going on at work that I felt like the walls were closing in because it was just very stressful. So I travel a lot for work. So there's a lot going on, dealing with, my team, my manager. It's just a lot happening. So I really did feel like I deserved this. I deserved this time to doom scroll.
Yeah.
No one can take that away from me. And it wasn't the right thing to do because it didn't help me. If anything, with the stuff that's on social media, it made me more anxious.
Right.
Right. So it's like, why would I do that? Why would I do that? So yeah, it helped me a lot. It helped me a lot to be able to say, you know what, if you can do this for 21 days, you can do it longer. Really find time to talk to God in those 21 days.
Yeah.
Would stop me from doing it on the 22nd, 23rd, and beyond.
Right.
That was my lie.
And for me, with the consecration, I think I was, it was a couple of days in, and I literally wrote in my journal that it was going to be a lifestyle change. Like, because there was very specific things that that I had to do, right? And it was, just making sure that I was staying connected, which was writing one of them was writing in my journal.
Right.
Right. Because I had did away with that. And I think I did away with it because sometimes writing in my journal can be challenging, because I also learned that that's another way of how I really connect with God when I begin to write. Right. And because I was feeling so disconnected, I'm like, I don't really want to connect with you. And I'm just being honest. I didn't want to connect. So I'm just going to continue to keep myself busy doing all the things. Right. But it was very I heard it it was so clear. This is going to be a lifestyle. So this is going to be a lifetime consecration. It's not just 21 days for you.
Right.
Right. And I was just like, oh, really? And now, I mean, I'm not saying that I have gotten it completely right. But I'm learning to as well to not condemn myself so much. So I make sure that I don't go, weeks without writing in my journal. Right. And then when I think about it, when I say, oh, I haven't wrote in my journal for 3 days. All right. It's a non-negotiable. You need to write in your journal. Matter of fact, take it out right now and write. right? Because you're thinking about it. So do you feel like, have you caught yourself doom scrolling?
Yeah.
Like since after the consecration?
Absolutely. But I catch it early. I'm like, oh, wait, no. And I will put the phone down. I'll stand up. I'll walk away. And then, like, I'll have my little quick conversation. Lord, I'm having a moment. I need a minute. Can we chat? Right. Seriously. That's what's happening. Because I said, I can't get back into this habit again. Because I know what it did for me. It didn't do anything for me. But the other thing that I do is, you mentioned your journal. I have mine, and I've been writing in it more frequently. So I used to try to do it at night, but I realized that wasn't working for me. I was tired. So
right,
because I'm up so early in the morning, and especially now since I'm kind of home recovering with the whole eye surgery, is I do it in the morning while it's quiet. So it's like my prayer time, my journaling time, and I get everything out. And the misconception I think people have with even journaling is they think they have to write this whole dissertation. You don't. You really don't. You can literally write one word that means something specific to you. And that's your journal entry, maybe for that hour or for that day. And it's okay. You don't have to write a whole half page. But whatever you're feeling, and if what you're feeling or what you're hearing is just one word, then let it be that.
That's so good right there, because I think there's a misconception sometimes of people thinking that like you have to have it, like it has to be structured a certain way. That's just like even with praying.
Right.
Like studying the Bible. Like there's no right or wrong way.
Right.
And I think that is the misconception, especially in the Christian faith. Because I'm speaking for me, like that was my thought process. Like I thought, and I literally made myself sick because I thought that, okay, I need to get up, right? Because I was watching social media and people on social media. All right, I need to get up 4:30 in the morning. I need to read my devotional. I need to study. So then now it didn't even become relational. It just became like this structure, and I had to like this. I had to do it. Like it wasn't like like this is something that I desire to do. Right? Like me being in a relationship with God is not transactional. It's relational, right? So, but it became transactional because I'm like,
it became a to-do list.
It became literally made myself. It definitely did. Check.
Right. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna get my notebook. I'm gonna get my Bible. I'm gonna get my pen, my favorite pen that I like, and I'm gonna sit right here. I'm gonna open it to this scripture. I'm gonna get my highlighter. I'm gonna get the pink one and the yellow one, and I'm gonna go back and forth, and then I'm gonna make my notes on this page. Did you spend time with God? Did you?
No.
Did you hear him?
I didn't have time to.
Right.
I was keeping to my agenda.
Exactly. That's not.
And that goes back to that control.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Like so, there was. Yeah. Like I got this. Let me lead you, Lord.
Right. Let me tell you what I'm going to read today.
Not let me tell you. Well, matter of fact, I noticed what your word says, but let me switch it up a little bit. For you.
Right.
Like, girl, literally, like driving myself to sickness because I was trying to keep on a whole task list.
Right.
Like I needed to make sure that box was checked, that it was done.
Right. Like you planning an event. This is not an event.
This is your life.
Right.
Like, what?
A birthday party is not a wedding. It's just time spending time with God. Like, why? Why does it have to be a production?
Right. Just chill. Cool out. Breathe.
And listen. Sit still. and listen.
Oh yeah, the sitting still though, that's tough.
That is tough because I'm
That
antsy. That is tough.
that is very tough.
You know where that comes
And
from?
oh
It's
yeah,
control.
all goes back to it.
It all goes back to it. I'm not in control because I'm sitting still. I need to do something. I need to do something. No, we have to learn to sit still.
And I think too, like on another point to that too, right? Like not wanting to sit still, because
Mhm.
sometimes having to, when you sit still, that causes you to actually feel,
Yeah.
and feeling is not something that a lot of us want to do.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. No one wants.
It's very challenging,
Mhm.
especially just because I see it so much in the African American culture, right? Like, because I'm learning, it's like this, I don't know, like I really just kind of been like honing in on, generational stuff, right?
Right.
And, and I know I've heard before, like, oh, generational curse, it was because, of ignorance. And, but I don't really necessarily know if I really agree with that, right? Like it being ignorance, right? And not
Mhm.
calling anyone ignorant, but I think it also, like, for me, I'm just thinking it's the lack of knowledge, right? Like just not knowing,
Right.
right? Like when we're dealing with, because unmasking, like that's dealing with your mental health,
Mhm.
right? Like we were never taught that growing up. And the generation before me and before them weren't taught that either. Like they
Mhm.
weren't taught to feel. It was no, get up, move, do what you got to do. You don't have time to sit in no feelings.
Right.
You
That's
got to
right.
do what you got to do, right? And then for men, like a little, and you from a little boy,
Mhm.
man up, don't cry. You don't need to
Right.
cry.
You
Like,
know.
but I got tear ducts and it
Right.
hurts.
Right. I have feelings.
Right, like,
Mhm.
so we weren't taught to like feel and be okay with that. And so I think it goes deeper than, I work in a hospital and you
Mhm.
hear, oh, because there's a lack of resources. No, I think it's really from a lack of knowledge in our community, people
Mhm.
just not knowing, and people just on autopilot and just doing what they need to do to survive.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. It is all about survival. And here we are
Which
today.
is, and here we are today, and here we are today
Right.
but trying to no longer continue to be in that survival mode, but thrive, right?
Mhm.
But in order to even do that, you have to acknowledge like what's wrong.
Mhm.
You have to acknowledge like I'm not okay.
Exactly.
You have to acknowledge
Exactly.
I need help.
Mhm. But not only acknowledge it, but say it out loud.
That part.
Because you can acknowledge it and still just walk around with it and not say
That's so
anything, and you're imploding, right? You're just busting up on the inside. Your health is declining. You always have headaches or migraines. Your body hurts in different places, stomach issues, all of it's manifesting. All
yep.
because you don't want to get help, or because you feel some kind of way about it. You're embarrassed.
Yes. Shame,
Shame.
guilt, shame,
Mhm.
being embarrassed.
Mhm.
Oh, don't nobody know me better than I know myself.
Mhm.
Can't
Well,
nobody
you
tell
don't
me
know you.
nothing. Oh, I ain't telling nobody my business.
Right. 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 That part. That part.
That I ain't
So
telling
it's just
nobody.
so many.
I ain't telling
It's,
nobody my business.
yeah, that's the thing. They don't need to know. They don't know. They can't help me. Why do I need to tell them what's going on with me? Why do I need to be transparent? Why do I need to open up? Yeah. And then you have some people that don't realize they do need help. They don't see it,
Yeah.
and that's tough, right? Because the same thing can happen to them where they're just all these things and health issues are manifesting, but they don't really know why. They don't
Yeah.
understand that it's because they're holding on to things that they need to let go of. So, either way.
Very true.
Mhm.
Very true. I'm sitting here and I'm like, wow. Can you think of a moment where you just say, yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm done. And not done in the sense of like, you want to take your life, right? But
Oh, yeah.
like,
Just
yeah,
walking
like
away.
like I'm not doing this. But like, what did that moment look like for you? And then what did that turnaround look like for you? Right? Because evidently, even though you was like, I'm gonna walk away, you still here. Right? Like you're still showing up, right? And you're still getting revelation, you're still feeling, you're still moving, you're still doing all the things to continue to live day to day, right? So like, what did that moment look like for you?
Wow. There were a couple. There were a few moments.
I mean, we got time.
Hey. This one happened probably. I'm trying to remember if it was right before I got ordained or after I got ordained. I honestly can't remember if it was before or after. It was somewhere around there.
Right.
Because so much happens, and we won't talk about it. But anyway, but
Post-traumatic stress.
Exactly. But there was a situation that happened where I had a really bad argument with a family member, and it was, we didn't fight or anything, but it was just a really bad argument, and it really, I mean, it really hurt me deep down, and it got me thinking, like, why am I even doing this walk? Like, I can't do this, because I really did lose control during this argument. And I came home that night, and when I tell you, I sat on my floor, my living room floor, and I cried like a baby. And I said, why me? I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I don't need to do this. I can't even control myself, because my thought process was, if I'm walking, if I'm going to be ordained, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. I have to control myself. That was my thought process then.
Right.
And I was like, well, I can't do this. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not going to be bothered. They can leave me alone. And I was like, really, like, it's over. It really was over. And you probably heard little stories here and there from Pastor Still about a trip, a field trip to my house.
Yes, I did.
Okay. I really just didn't want to be bothered with anything. I didn't want to go back to church. I didn't want to be bothered in ministry, because again, in my mind, it's like, if I can't control myself, I'm not worthy of this calling. I don't want to be here. This is not where I'm supposed to be. Lord, you made a mistake.
Right. We tell him what, we the boss now. Okay. You listen to me. Here we go again. Yeah. Okay?
But this is not for me, obviously, right? Because that's something, obviously this is not for me. This was proven tonight that this is not for me. I was done. I was like, I'm over it. I'm not doing nothing. And my husband bamboozled me. He was in on it. And he's like, hey, I'm going to run out and go get some pizza for us for our movie night. And I was like, great. So I'm getting Isaiah was young. So I'm getting Isaiah together, and we're doing whatever, just waiting for Dad to come back. And I'm like, well, Dad, did he make the pizza? Because it was taking him so long to come back. So then the doorbell rings, and I'm like, why is he ringing the doorbell? And I go to the door, and Pastor Sil and Pastor Lisa are standing there with this pizza. And when I tell you, daggers were coming out of my eyes.
Right.
I knew exactly what was happening. And I was like, I didn't ask for this intervention. Okay. Give me my pizza. But yeah, I allowed them to come in, and they sat at my dining room table, and I went in the bathroom, closed the door, and locked it.
Not you went in the bathroom.
And I said, feed my son. I didn't stay there. I didn't stay there for a very long time. But I went in there, and I did stay for some time. But I realized, I was like, you have to go back out there. but I had no intentions of talking to either one of them. And I didn't for a minute. I came out, I made sure Isaiah was set, gave him something to eat. They were sitting at the table looking at me, and I'm looking at them. Why are you here? I shouldn't have let you in. But anyway, long story short, they really ministered to me that night. And helped me understand that this walk is not perfect.
That's good.
And there was no expectation for me to be perfect, but I put the expectation on myself. So
that's good.
Yeah, and that helped me slowly come back.
Right.
Right, because I was still kind of hesitant. But that was big. That was a big night. And again, fast forward, 7, 8, 9 years later, here we are.
Right. Still in it. Right. Leading a number of ministries.
Yep.
right. Confidently as well, might I add.
Thank you very much. But yeah, here we are. So
that goes to speak to there is a scripture, and I just can't remember. I know it. I believe it's 2 Corinthians, when it says, "When I am weak, He is strong." Right. I feel like it's that moment speaks to that, right? Because I believe that we also equate, especially when you are, walking in a calling, right? You feel like there's a certain standard that you have to meet,
right.
Not understanding that if I'm weak, then that means that I'm doing the right thing because it's written. Because when I'm weak, He's strong. So it's in His word. And it also goes back to, it's community is everything.
It is.
Right? Because they could have let you, Pastor Lisa and Pastor Sylvia could have just let you say, have at it. She don't want it. Oh well. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just left you at your own despise. Like,
right.
It is what it is. It's on her. Right? But it's just
like
they
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They saw something in you, and they knew that you needed them. Even though you didn't want them.
I didn't want them at all.
And they were willing to do whatever it was.
Right.
They came there. I ain't never scared.
Right. Yeah. It might have been a little nervous.
You need those type, but like. But listen, they was ready. They was ready though.
They were ready.
They sat. They waited. They was patient.
Yeah, very patient.
Right, and that's what community. That's what community is about. That is what kingdom is about. It is outside of the four walls. They came to your house, pizza in hand.
In hand. Ooh, I was ready
love.
To change the locks on my husband.
That's kindness. That is the fruit of the spirit.
It really is. It is. So, absolutely. Can you still hear me okay? Can you still hear me okay?
He probably was like, poor Marcus.
Yeah, he wasn't sure about coming back.
He was for it. He was like, nah, she ain't going. My wife, she going, she's doing this. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can. Yeah, it was a little off a little bit. So, but yes, I can hear you.
I can hear you. You can hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Right. Exactly. Poor Marcus. But thank you, Marcus. Thank you for giving. What did one of the pastors, no, one of the reverends that came. You can hear me? You can hear me now?
Yeah, it's going, it's honestly going in and out. Um, let me,
You can hear me.
I can hear you though. Yes.
I think is it a delay?
Yes, there's a delay.
Wait, I can't hear you.
You
Oh,
can't
wait, it
hear
says
me?
no sound.
Oh no.
Hold on. Wait, you can hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Uh-oh. And there is a delay. I can hear you.
Can you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you. I can see
Okay.
you.
You're frozen
Oh,
on my
nah,
side.
you were frozen. I don't know why I'm frozen.
Uh-huh. You're frozen. I can hear you, but you're frozen.
Mm-mm. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me. I mean, I'm fine. As long as you can
I
hear me, I can
know.
hear
I
you.
don't know why.
Yeah. But yeah, your screen is frozen.
Oh. You can hear me, but I'm frozen.
Yes.
Now Altovise is frozen.
Oh
No,
no.
Altovise not frozen.
So
I don't know.
no. I mean,
I
we can try
know.
to
Can you
continue.
hear
Is it
me?
still a delay? Yes, I can hear you. No.
Yeah, I can hear you too. Yeah, everybody is saying, oh wait, I can hear you both. That's what somebody is saying.
Oh, good.
And I'm frozen. I'm looking
Mhm.
at myself frozen on the screen too as
Okay.
well.
Oh no.
But I don't know. We can hear each other, right?
Yep,
So
we can rock out. We can keep going.
wait, now it is a delay.
Oh.
I feel like. I'm so sorry,
No.
y'all. We were actually coming up on the end though, anyway.
Mhm.
Oh, we can hear you both. Okay, that's what somebody's saying. We can hear you both.
Oh, good.
All right, so we're actually
Mhm.
coming up on the end anyway, so it's all good.
Okay.
Um, the last thing that I want to do is talk about your
Mhm.
hashtag. You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hold on. She said, somebody
No,
said keep going,
you
delayed,
can't hear
not
me?
denied.
Yeah,
Yes, I
I'm
can hear you. I'm
still.
here. I'm here.
I don't know. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
No, it's a delay. Let's end. You can hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about the hashtag. Do you remember what your
Okay.
hashtag was?
Oh, no, I don't. I have one. Ooh, no, I don't remember.
What was your hashtag?
I don't remember. Oh, renewed.
Mm,
Somebody said keep going so they can hear us.
yes, it was hashtag renewed.
Yes.
Hashtag renewed.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Renewed.
Renewed.
All right. I'm just gonna end.
Okay.
Oh, they can hear us. But then it's a
Mhm.
delay. It's a delay.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna end. I'm just gonna end it. only because it's a delay. So Altovise can't, even though they can hear, but she can't hear me until afterwards. And then she's like, yes. All right, y'all. We out. Good night. Episode 6. No, season 6, episode 1. Love y'all. Good night. Be safe. Oh my gosh. Did it end? Al, can you hear me? Can you hear me or see me? I don't know what freaking happened. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm going to just call her because this is crazy. The enemy was upset. Oh my God. I'm like, oh, it doesn't make sense to keep going because it's a lay. It did because you was like, yes. But I'm like, wait, can you hear me? Oh my God. But you know what? I love it. At least it was towards the end. Yes, it was. It was towards the end. I literally, I was literally getting ready to say. They can hear you. You just ended. Oh. Marcus just said it. Sorry, y'all. I thought I did. What is going on with my computer? No. And it's still not ending. I told her. It's not ending. Okay. Okay. Love you. Bye. That's a shame. And they didn't even want to end. I thank y'all for supporting me. Since it don't want to go off. I don't know why it doesn't want to end. Usually I just hit end stream and then it ends, but it doesn't want to end. So I thank y'all for supporting me. And I love y'all. I really, really do. Y'all be rocking out with me. Yeah, I know she left, but for some reason my live doesn't want to end. I don't know why. So I just keep talking.